We're having a party, and you're invited.
Come on in. My wife, Sean, and I are hosting a dinner party.
Nice to see you.
And invited some of the biggest names in Hollywood.
Hi, come sit.
And we're saving a seat at the table just for you.
I'm just wondering why we're being served by the CIA.
Conan O'Brien, Russell Brand, Tyra Banks, Seth MacFarlane, Shaquille O'Neal, Quincy Jones, and Twitter inventor Jack Dorsey, all opening up about life, love, success, and failure.
The most shocking thing that anyone would hear from a table like this is there's a tendency for people to look and say they've made it. What they don't understand is the amount of insecurity that drives you when you're 15, but it's still there when you're 48.
Nothing's off limits.
Any discussion of this type always makes me kind of secretly kind of squirm a little.
This is big news. I just want to make sure that we stick with the headline here, which is that you wish to be frozen. Your head.
Would you want to live forever?
Yep.
You would?
You bet your ass. You have never seen a dinner party quite like this.
Your rifle through Larry's drawers.
Russell, does anything embarrass you? All coming up next.
You know what? None of this is airing. This is clearly not airing. And if it's not airing, we all have to chip in for the meal.
I think this goes on HBO. What?
No, HBO would not air this.
On this Larry King special, Dinner with the Kings. Sean and I decided to bring together a group of diverse and successful people to share some food, great conversation, and a few laughs. Of course, it helps to have friends like Wolfgang Puck, celebrity chef of Spago fame, and his fabulous team of cooks, who spent the whole day preparing an amazing meal for us to enjoy.
For the first course, we have a fantastic tomato salad with virgin olive oil, balsamic vinegar, a little basil, and a few little greens.
Oh, here we go. Wolfgang.
So our next course is going to be a wonderful salmon. We just got it 2 days ago up in the Rogue River in Oregon.
And in between courses, we all had the chance to learn more about ourselves and each other.
Talk about success. Everyone here is successful.
Conan.
I'm still trying. I'm happy to be here and get a free meal. What is success? What is successful? These are interesting questions.
Yeah, the first
Yes.
40 years are the hardest. You find it difficult to deal with? Some people do.
What's that?
Success.
Oh, no, I would love to have a lot of success. I would have no problem dealing with that.
How do you deal with it, Russell?
Well, I suppose, Larry, one has to look at those definitions. If you're referring to material success and artistic success, then there are a good many people at the table that could make that claim. But perhaps the pursuit of individual success is one of the problems that's causing our planet to ecologically implode currently, and perhaps this imbalance, this constant service of the top 1% is causing all this conflagration. So it's difficult. How I deal with my personal material success is guiltily.
I feel like the second you feel like I'm doing great work and I feel terrific about it, then whatever you're doing has to be terrible. I hate everything I do.
And that makes two of us. I met with... I hate
everything I do, too.
Yes, I do. I mean, on Seth, his work is reprehensible. But we'll get to that. Enjoy your meal. I met with... we had a group come visit the show recently of inner city kids, and they were gifted, you know, all in different ways, and they were talking about, they wanted to speak with me for a little bit, and so I spoke with them at the show, and one of the girls, who must have been 16, 17 years old, said to me, how do you get over your insecurity? When does that go away? And I said, you never get over it. And she was shocked, and I said, I mean, she's looking at me, and I've been doing this for a long time, and to her, I might as well be 1,000 years old, even though I'm only in my early 30s. And, but she said, how do you get over your insecurity? And I said, it's never going to go away. If you're any good at what you do, you'll always be afraid. You'll always, yeah, you always think you're fooling everyone. You always think you're the one at the table.
Not for a second do I think that, ever.
Right.
I'm still working on hiding my insecurity, 100%.
Right.
Yeah, but athletically, though, it's hard to be insecure when you're winning.
Especially sock size. Give me a break.
Not really.
Skill.
Not really. I mean, I was always just taught to, stay humble. You know, I always, my mother and father always told me that pressure, the real definition of pressure is when you don't know where your next meal is coming from. So, we're all blessed here at the table, and, I've always had the attitude that I'm a lucky kid. I won the lotto a couple times. Don't turn my luck into bad luck and just stay humble and I've been blessed.
Were you ever insecure? Did you ever feel
Always,
insecure?
always. But to be here next to Conan, I'm so blessed.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shaq. Your hand weighs 60 pounds. You just crushed my vertebrae. But the kiss was amazing, by the way. And,
You can't be insecure, though, if you're scoring 30 points for LSU and you're getting the #1 pick. You can't be insecure.
I mean, you know, I felt that, you know, that was my job. But, you know, when it comes to being insecure, I'm sort of like Seth. You know, I'm not really ever happy with what I do. You know, especially, you know, being at the free throw line, missing, you know, 4 or 5 free throws in a row. And, you know, we lose the game. So, you know, it was times I would go home and I would just have a fit.
I think that would be the the most shocking thing that anyone would hear from a table like this is there's a tendency for people to look at a table like some of the people that are here and say they've made it, they have it.
I want to be there.
And I want to be there because their lives are great, and what they don't understand is the amount of insecurity that drives you when you're 15, but it's still there when you're 48.
Quincy, you ever feel insecure?
Not a drop. No, let me just say something. I learned from very early age. I started at 13. Ray Charles and I started from 14, 16, all the way. The prime rule back in the 40s was you have to be humble with your creativity and gracious with your success. We didn't think about money or fame ever.
You never were insecure about your
Oh,
talent.
sure I was, but I tried to support my insecurity with learning my craft, you know.
When you're this pretty, you're pretty, and Tyra, do you ever feel insecure? You look in the mirror, feel insecure?
Sure. I see the things that I want to change when I look in the mirror. I'll see, I mean, no, okay, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm not complaining. But no, when I look in the mirror, as I'm getting older, especially, I look at my skin and whose body is this? You know, what is happening to me?
Tyra, do you ever look at yourself? You ever feel insecure?
Do I feel insecure physically? Probably every day. I have this.
This is the most depressing dinner I've ever been to. Tyra Banks is physically insecure. It's time to push this into my sternum.
Yeah, let's say you're not the one who has to sit across from you.
No, every day. I have this new apartment I built in New York, and in the bathroom, I put all these like mirrors everywhere. You know, just, oh, put one over there, it'll make it look bigger. But I see my ass and the dimples in my ass every time I am brushing my teeth. There's a mirror there reflecting there, and I'm looking at my ass with the dimples in my ass. So yeah, of course I feel it.
Russell, you know you're funny, right? You know you're funny.
Oh, yes, under the right circumstances, when the pressure's on, perhaps at a fabricated dinner with a variety of celebrities. Time to conjure up a quip.
Coming up next, dinner heats up as my guests reveal what makes their blood boil.
I can't stand it when people think they're entitled to something. I think our culture is very entitled.
Plus,
any discussion of this type always makes me kind of secretly kind of squirm a little.
Find out what is making Seth and Conan so uncomfortable.
Thank you. You've destroyed all of our careers.
When this Larry King special, Dinner with the Kings, continues.
The next course is going to be a sweet corn agnolotti, one of our famous dishes from Spago. So this is really very special. It's a small pasta, like a small ravioli, filled with a puree of corn, a little ricotta cheese. It's really delicious. And we're going to finish it with some summer truffles. Enjoy.
What gets you angry, Jack? Facebook.
Not at all. Not at all. I think it's mainly around inaction. People seeing something just inhumane, going wrong, and just not doing anything about it, not speaking up, being silent. We have such amazing tools to share, and we've just been given so much opportunity to help, and we don't take it. We do think it's going to be given to us, and we think we're entitled to not do anything.
Like I hate hypocrisy. I hate the politician who preaches anti-gay and is gay. That drives me up a wall.
I think entitlement is my least favorite. I can't stand it when people think they're entitled to something. I think our culture is very entitled, and I honestly don't think I'm entitled to anything. I think, you know, I come from a culture where you get what you can and you're grateful for it, but I don't think I don't think I deserve anything. I grew up not really knowing what class my parents were. My father is in academic medicine, and my mom didn't work when we were kids, and then she went back to law school, went back to being a lawyer much later on. So we were comfortable, but we were driving crappy station wagons, and class was never an issue. And my father always said, it's good that you grew up. He was very proud of the fact that we grew up not knowing where we were. We didn't feel any entitlement, and I've never felt that. I'm happy to be here. If I get kicked out in 20 minutes, I'll be upset, and you'll hear from my publicist, but I will accept it and then move on. And I think there was a lot of entitlement in our culture specifically. I don't know about globally, but I think in America there's a lot of I am owed this,
where does
this,
that
and this,
come
and
from?
this, and I don't know where it comes from.
Comes from consumer culture, because you're told that you're nothing unless you can consume, unless you can purchase. And now people see all these products and they want them. Right. People are being accidentally marketed to that can't afford the products that they're being sold, that they're being told they should have, that they deserve because you're worth it, just do it. These constant, endless jingoistic slogans filling people's heads. And there's been a void created, a spiritual void, because there is no religious or spiritual culture promoted.
And you also have every politician under the planet saying, you know what, you're getting screwed. You deserve more. Why are you tolerating this? And it's almost akin. It's almost akin to the way in Hollywood, if your agent tells you enough, you don't have to take that. You know, you're worth 100 times more than that. You know, just you hold your ground, and oftentimes they're wrong, but you start to believe it unless you're you know, you have a strong psychological constitution.
What makes you laugh?
I think it's misunderstandings are funny, Larry. People's misapprehensions, watching a misunderstanding unfold and seeing it from someone else's perspective.
It's always surprise, right?
I think, yeah, the element of surprise, sudden revelation of a previously concealed
Dick Van
fact.
Dyke Show he spent an afternoon talking to a class of grade schoolers, telling them this. Somebody asked what is funny, and he summed it all up into that one little nugget: is that it's what's unexpected.
When I was a kid, I loved that show Three's Company. And every episode was a misunderstanding. Jack thought Chrissy was doing this, and Chrissy thought Jack was doing this. Every episode was a misunderstanding.
Right, so the audience, yes, can be slightly ahead of the characters, or we could be surprised by it. Like, what do you think, Conan?
All jokes, right, Conan? Every joke.
You know, I don't love jokes. I never like jokes. People on the street are always saying, "Hey, Conan, how about a joke?" I hate jokes. I don't.
They come from prison.
I don't like anything that you can memorize that's supposed to be funny. I like, and I agree with Russell that I like to be funny with people in the moment. You find it.
Exactly.
It's you know, it's a little like music. I'm a horrible musician, but I love it. And I think there is something akin to music where you're just trying to find a little moment and play it out. And
improvisation.
Yeah.
I want to hear what makes Sean laugh other than me.
Telling old stories, hearing old stories over and over and over again. And I don't know why they still make me laugh, but they do.
We do such like stressful things every single day, and it is the greatest stress reliever. It's also the greatest team builder.
And the health is too.
Yeah, and
the health is, man.
I mean, nothing is more bonding than having a laugh together. And making a fool of yourself to do it.
And
it's all situational.
Believing yourself, you know.
Yeah.
It always makes me squirm about analyzing it, though. Any discussion of this type always makes me kind of secretly squirm a little.
Well, it should, because I always think it's grabbing at missed.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever people start to, you know, my standard line with journalists is, if you like it, great. If you don't, I can't help you. This is what I do. But it's grabbing at fog.
Yeah.
You know, you grab it.
And it almost in a weird way. In a weird way, in its attempt to elevate it, it almost diminishes it. It's
All right, I'll close it out with this.
So you've ruined comedy, Larry. Thank you. You've destroyed all of our careers.
Coming up, we talk about friends.
I have an unusual situation because I have 3 people I grew up with that I know them since 10 years old.
Well, these are people you fought in the Civil War with, Larry.
And family.
My mother's always been there for me. She's my best friend.
My parents were unbelievably supportive. They were ex-hippies, and so, thank God, never wanted me to become a lawyer or anything like that.
Plus later,
See a rifle through Larry's drawers.
Russell Brand's on the loose in my house.
Right, so if I discover anything awful, you just cut it out.
Find out what he uncovered.
Russell, does anything embarrass you?
When this Larry King special, Dinner with the Kings, continues.
We had a dinner recently that went very well. And we talked about friends and what friends mean in your life and friendships. And because I have an unusual situation, because I have 3 people I grew up with that I know them since 10 years old. And, you know, it was defining what friendship is. And I've made some new friends since, great friends, but there's nothing like a friend. Do you have any
Well,
friends?
these are people you fought in the Civil War with, Larry.
See, now, normally I would be hurt by that.
That's a bond. When you're fighting the Confederacy, that's an incredible bond, Larry, that you
can make a joke about ages. You can make a joke.
No, please, I make my... Please, I'm in my early 30s, late 20s myself, and I know better than anyone at this table what it's like to lose your incredible physical prowess that you had just years ago. 2 years ago.
True.
Although,
do you have, do any of you have close friends like that?
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
I have, my close friends are from like elementary school, junior high, and high school.
Jack?
I don't have close friends that I've been friends with for years and years and years, but recently just gone deeper and deeper with. But, you know, they're grounding, they have perspective, they're inspiring.
And they like you for you, not for Twitter.
Absolutely. They knew me before Twitter. No.
Yeah. Russell?
Yeah, I think it's really important because otherwise you lose yourself in this mad context. Although now I can't remember my life before I came into this room. This is completely how I define myself now.
A friend is someone, I think, that if you call at 3 in the morning and say, I got a problem, they don't say what it is, they come over.
Yeah.
No. That's my agent.
And you don't make friends, you discover them. They say, forget about the people in your past, there's a reason they didn't make it to your future. It's true, you know, the ones that don't know how to stick with you. Because a real friend knows who you are and accepts you for your bad and your good sides, you know.
Shaq, you?
Believe it or not, my best friend is my mother. You know, we started out together in Newark, New Jersey, and, you know, throughout all the tough times, she was there. You know, she was really my real role model. You know, people always talk about role models, but my mother's always been there for me. She's my best friend. And, you know, before I do something or say something crazy, I always think about how it could affect her.
Do you have great friends?
I'd like to be friends with Shaq's mom. She could straighten me out, probably. I come from a big Irish Catholic family, and I'm one of 6 kids, and we're all very close. So
family is your friend.
Family's very close, and I've just been lucky, and my good friends have been friends of mine for 20, 30 years. So, and they're great. They don't, you know, they don't see me as any different.
Do you have any individual impact your life?
My parents were the formative people in my life who, you know, taught me to work hard and be nice to people, which is, you know, and then there's a million comedy influences and people that I look up to, and so it's hard to boil it all down to just one person.
You have an impacting person?
My dad. Because he's my best friend.
Your mother has the answer to that question, right, Shaq?
All the way
Yes, she
Your
does.
mother is your impact. You have an impact person?
It's actually my mama as well.
Seth, you have anybody?
You know, as long as we're all on the mother train.
Confessional, your mother too?
Yeah, and actually, it's worth noting when my mother passed away last year, you did a very heartfelt, very much appreciated tribute to her on air, which remains a very precious thing. But yeah, I mean, both my parents were unbelievably supportive. They were ex-hippies, and so thank God never wanted me to become a lawyer or anything like that. And you know, my mom used to call every Monday morning after the show would air, after Family Guy would air, and would, you know, either rave about the show or say, I didn't think this was as funny as some of the other ones. And I would always look forward to that call. I would always, you know, just you do a show for millions of viewers, and yet I would still always look forward to that call, mainly because she always genuinely got it. This wasn't just somebody from an older generation saying, I love it because you did it. No, she got the jokes. She was just a wickedly dark person who got all the jokes. It was impossible to offend her. And in a way, it was like, weirdly, you're kind of like putting that really, really expensive macaroni drawing on the refrigerator, you know, every week. And so, you know, that was I missed that very much.
Jack, do you have an impact person?
Yeah, it was definitely my parents as well. They're both entrepreneurs. My dad started a pizza restaurant when he was 19 with his best friend, and it was called Two Nice Guys. And it started in St. Louis, Missouri, where I'm from, and started doing really well, and they started to need to hire some help. And they made one rule, which was they would not date the wait staff. They hired my mom a month later, and my dad fell in love with her, said, you know, I broke the rule, I have to give up the business, it's all yours, and I was born 9 months after that. Wow. But they've been entrepreneurs ever since. My mom started a coffee store, my dad has his own business. Both my brothers work there. Yeah, they've been a constant inspiration.
Coming up, what keeps these people laying awake at night?
I just watch episodes of my own show over and over again. And I'm just, God, that guy's good.
I feel like my problems are ridiculous and dumb, and what the hell, why didn't I not sleep? And it happens often.
Are you maybe a little obsessed with your own mortality like I am?
Plus a personal revelation that had my guests doing a double take.
This is big news. I just want to make sure that we stick with the headline here, which is that you wish to be frozen. Your head.
Would you want to live forever? You would.
You bet your ass.
When this Larry King special, Dinner with the Kings, continues. At one point during our dinner party, Russell excused himself and left the table and decided to go explore our house. In just a few minutes, you'll find out exactly what he was up to.
We're gonna have a wonderful filet mignon from Snake River Farm, which is like a cross. It's a beef filet, a cross between the Japanese beef and the American beef. So it's very tender and rich, so it's really delicious, with some mushrooms and a few potatoes and a light sauce with it. So it's really simple. And for you, we have something special.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, then we'll continue with the next one.
What keeps you up at night? I know.
What you think keeps me up at night is not what keeps me up at night.
You keep her up at night.
She's up all night. No. She's up all night with the iPad, with the Twitter, with the...
No, I'm thinking, and I'm worrying, and I'm thinking about the kids.
What are you worried about?
You know what? I'm worried about what's happening with our kids and who their friends are and what's going on with how the world is changing so quickly, and trying to contain it and make sure they get on the right path. And because there are so many things available to everybody through the internet, through television, through friends, that I wouldn't normally maybe introduce to them. But how do you fix it? How do you guide them without being overbearing?
Believe it or not, every night before I go to sleep, I like to go through a checklist. Was I a good father today? Did I make people laugh today? Did I help someone in need today? Did I laugh a lot today? You know, I just say, okay, I lived today like it was my last day. Now lay me down to sleep, you know, say the prayer, and, you know, hopefully I, you know, wake up the next day. And every day when I wake up, thank God, thank my parents, you know, and just, you know, go through the next day, you know, just try to do the same thing. Try to do the same thing.
Conan, what keeps you up?
I just watch episodes of my own show over and over again. And I'm just, God, that guy's good. I laugh and laugh. You know, I don't think anything. I'm a reader. I like to read. I like to read history. So, and I'll get these ridiculously. I just finished a book on Chairman Mao. I don't even know where I find these things, and I like to. I like anything that's the exact, I don't know if you're the same way, Seth, but I like anything that's the exact opposite of what I do for a living. So I don't like to read comedy at night, and I don't like to watch comedy at night. My wife always says, let's watch the funny sitcom, let's go and see the funny movie, and I always want to go and see the documentary where they invade Poland again. You know, so I always like to go to a different place. That's what puts my mind at rest at night.
My work keeps me up at night. I think about my business. Like, you know, I tend to have insomnia sometimes. Actually, I didn't sleep much last night. But like work, business, or minor things like HR, like, you know, maybe a staffer is, you know, it's just dumb. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wait, I lost sleep over that? When the sun comes and the world is awake, I don't feel alone, and I feel like my problems are ridiculous and dumb, and what the hell, why did I not sleep? And it happens often.
Could we just, so we have it for editing, could you say you think about me? Just for editing. We're not going to use this.
Okay. We'll do it for editing.
But just for editing in case.
What keeps you up at night?
I read a lot at night. I generally.
Are you maybe a little obsessed with your own mortality like I am?
Oh, I fear death.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is death.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm going anywhere. And
no,
since I don't think that, and I don't have a belief.
No.
I don't share a belief. I'm married to someone who has the belief, so she knows she's going somewhere. And I want to be frozen on the hope that they'll find whatever I died of and bring me back. And as she said to me, if you come back in 200 years, you won't know anybody. Okay, I'll meet new people.
So this is big news.
I'd like to be
Let's make sure we're quiet
cryonic.
here. Russell's chewing loudly. Please, Russell.
Cryonic.
You would like to be frozen. This is news.
It's the only hedging of a bet.
There's a great quote from Mark Twain that I use to comfort myself whenever I have the same thoughts, because I have many of the same thoughts. Is that he said there were billions upon billions upon billions of years before I was born in which I did not exist, and during that time I was not in the least inconvenienced by that fact.
That wouldn't help me.
I just want to make sure that we stick with the headline here, which is that you wish to be frozen. Your head.
Would you want to live forever?
Yep.
You would.
You bet your ass.
Well, you know,
narcissist doing dinner table.
No, I want him curious. Who's going to win the World Series? Who's going to win the next election? What's going to happen after that? What happens to the world? Where does Twitter go? If I'm dead, I don't know.
I'm with Russell on this. I want out. I want out. The sooner the better. That was crazy. Let me take that back. Give me 6 more years, but you know, what's this obsession with sticking around forever? I don't want to stick around forever.
But do you believe in an afterlife? Do you have some? I mean, how deep is the Catholicism?
If my mother's watching, yes. If she's not watching, I think, you know, as Theodore Roosevelt said, we just go down to the darkness. So I'm not sure. And who knows? But
That's right, who knows?
I find my voice annoying, and I think it's reedy and it's high pitched, and I think it should just go away at some point. And in my own self-loathing, I'm rooting for my
That's
dad.
Catholic.
Yes.
What do you think about at night?
Well, what keeps me up mostly at night, Larry, is your wife's underwear. Most nights, I lay awake thinking about, what does Sean King wear? What's keeping Larry so lively that he wants to be frozen for eternity? This man refuses to die because that's what he goes to bed with. Yeah, you had me in your house. I've been rooting, Larry.
Why didn't you pick a matching set?
Because it was dark in there. I panicked. I spent a lot of time rummaging around in Larry's smalls.
Russell, does anything embarrass you?
That's a very clearly not.
Clearly not.
He's the Artful Dodger, he is. Hello, hello.
I'm a Victorian scamp. I've got no morality.
What keeps you up, Jack?
Yeah, just move
Yeah,
on.
thinking about new things.
Whoever's holding Sean King's undies can talk.
Here's the question. Here's the thing. You just revealed that you want to be frozen.
Why are you hung on that?
Listen, 2 things just happened. You revealed you want your head chopped off and frozen, and Russell Brand went into your wife's room and stole your underwear, and now you're moving on with your prepared questions.
Coming up, my guests are about to reveal a very personal side you have not heard before.
In real life, I'm like passive-aggressive, I'm anti-confrontational. I'm even in coaching to like learn how to be confrontational.
I've made hundreds and hundreds of mistakes and learned from them.
I think people, because of Family Guy, think that I'm
Heartless.
a heartless frat guy, playboy type. Could not be further from the truth.
Find out what they are all really like when no one's around. Up next on this Larry King special, Dinner with the Kings.
biggest misunderstanding about you? What don't people know about you or think wrongly about you?
They probably don't know that I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy.
Because you look evil on the court.
Yeah,
you do. You do.
Look evil, and you know, sometimes when I don't want to be bothered, I give people the short answer. You know, I just, you know, but you know, most of the time I'm friendly. I make people laugh. I like to laugh. I think if I can laugh at myself, then I can laugh at anything. So.
What don't we know about? What's misunderstood about?
Misunderstood. Well, when I did my show, created my show, whatever, I also created a persona on Top Model, and it's a character. So when I'm sitting there and I have all this makeup on and I'm like, your picture's not fierce, and you know, talking all that and reprimanding the girls, and like, that is a character. Like, I don't do that. Like, in real life, I'm like passive aggressive, I'm anti-confrontational. I'm even in coaching to like learn how to be confrontational. So it's a character, but people think it's real.
And very sexy. You realize that you're like a sex symbol to people.
Am I? No, I'm not. I'm so not sexy. I know how to turn it on for a picture, but I'm not sexy in real life. Like, I'm not sexy right now.
What you mean?
I'm not a sexy person, but I know how to turn it on for a camera. I know how to turn it on for a camera, but I'm not like sexy
Do you
normal.
actually like having sex?
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
sexy is. It's about sex.
No, I'm talking about like sitting. I don't know how to go like hello.
You know what? None of this is airing. This is clearly not airing. And if it's not airing, we all have to chip in for the meal.
I think this goes on HBO. What?
No, HBO would not air this.
What's misunderstood about you?
I think the biggest thing for me is that people assume when they see a Twitter or a square that it just happens and there were no mistakes, there were no wrong decisions. But I've made hundreds and hundreds of mistakes and learned from them. And that's what makes a successful company. That's what makes a successful creative endeavor, is learning from your mistakes. And it's so easy to assume when you see something at a moment in time that it's been perfect up to that point.
Jack Dorsey there, debunking the myth that...
Russell, what's the biggest myth about you?
I don't know, mate, because that's other people's perspectives, isn't it? Like, and if you spend too much time thinking about what other people think of you, I think you go a bit mental. I'm bloody lucky they've got a conception at all, let alone a misconception. I'll be very grateful if anyone's thinking anything.
Seth, what do we misconceive about you?
I don't know. I mean, there's a million things that anyone at this table could read about themselves that is a misconception. I think people, because of Family Guy, think that I'm
Heartless.
a heartless frat guy, playboy type. Could not be further from the truth. I'm actually very withdrawn. I'm very shy. I'm very, you know, I fall asleep each night with a book in my hands. My favorite movie is The Sound of Music. I mean,
You're
really
not a player?
Nothing, in no way whatsoever. That's always fascinated me. If I had had that reputation in high school, my God, it would have been wonderful. But no, I'm actually very.
Well, you're a single, good-looking, creative, inventive, successful guy.
Gosh, I don't know what to say, Larry. You're not frozen to me.
Coming up, our dinner's almost over, and my guests tell me what they're thankful for.
So I'm lucky not to be there. I was a drug addict for years. I'm very, very lucky to be here with all these beautiful and intelligent people.
Grateful that I'm at a party with these wonderful people, and there are rubies on the table. The country's in a tight spot right now, and you're having a televised function that Caligula would be embarrassed. Look at this.
Stick around for dessert. Next on this Larry King special, Dinner with the Kings.
Start with Jack. Most grateful for? Be anything.
In 140 characters or less.
I'm most grateful for being able to wake up every day and do what I love, and define every day completely. You know, I don't. I can't think of anything else more magical than that. As I can define my day and do exactly what I want to do.
Russell?
I think I'm most grateful for Sean King's bra. To be able to have this close to my heart.
It's a serious moment, Russell.
Oh, serious moment.
What are you
I'm
most
so sorry for undercutting the paradigm. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful to be included in this. I'm lucky not to be there. I was a drug addict for years. I'm very, very lucky to be here with all these beautiful and intelligent people. I'm very grateful to still be alive. Pioneers, brilliant comedians, beautiful, intelligent people. I'm grateful for this. I shouldn't even be here. I don't think I should be here now. I've nicked loads of stuff from your house.
Tyra?
What am I most grateful for? I'm most grateful that I had a woman that raised me and has kept me sane in a world that's insane, full of insane people.
What are you looking at him for?
I don't know. I don't know. Love it.
I'm grateful that I'm still a drug addict. I don't know how I would have gotten through this evening. I think it would have been a disaster. I would have had a thing to say. No, I think I gotta be unoriginal and duplicate Jack's sentiment that there's a million things I could be doing, and I couldn't be more delighted to be doing what I'm doing. I think a lot of it has to do with luck and timing, but you know, pitching the right thing at the right time to the right people, and so I'm grateful for being in the right place at the right time and getting the opportunity to do everything that I've been able to do.
Shaq?
I'm most grateful for being a medium-level juvenile delinquent that made it. Because as you know, many young African Americans don't make it. And you know, my key was being a leader, not a follower, listening to my parents, and I consider myself one of the luckiest people in the world. I can remember a day I want to be a rapper and I'm doing my thing, and I get a call from Quincy Jones. He wants me to rap on his album. And I'm like, huh? Remember that? So I'm just, you know, so that's why for me it's key that I remain humble, because all this right now is luck. I mean, because I remember times where, you know, if I would have went this way, I wouldn't be here. If I would have went that, you know, way, I wouldn't be here. So, you know, I'm, you know, grateful to have friends. I'm grateful that, you know, Conan has me on the show. I'm grateful to be sitting next to Tyra. So, you know, I'm grateful that you invited me to this dinner. Thank you very much. And I'm just a, you know, kid that's, you know, from Newark, New Jersey, who followed his dreams, stayed out of trouble, and I'm here.
Quincy?
I'm grateful that I'm a motherless mofo that lived, is going to go from infancy to Alzheimer's, never past grown up. I don't ever want to be grown up. I've got 7 of the most beautiful kids, 6 daughters, 1 son, grandkids, and the best friends in the world. I worked with every major artist in the world in the last 60 years. Every major artist. Louis Armstrong, Billie Holiday, too, all with rappers. And it's a blessing, man. It is. You have to take the light part of your life, you know, wipe out the darkness.
Sean?
Most grateful for, redundant, my family. My sons, I cry when I talk about them, so yeah, I'm thankful for them, and I'm really thankful for you.
I'm grateful for this whole thing in life, her, the kids. I can't believe I pinch myself every day. I'm a kid who was on, my father died when I was 9.5. I was on relief for 3 years. New York City, bought my first pair of glasses. I dreamed of being on the radio one day. That's all I ever dreamed of. And I never thought all this would happen to me. And I'm grateful for it happening and for where I am right now. And still got things to do.
That's right.
Conan.
I have an amazing...
Are you praying, Conan?
Yeah, I was... First of all, I'm grateful that I'm at a party with these wonderful people, and there are rubies on the table. Just rubies.
We spare nothing.
They're a fabulous jewel. This is like the banquet in the Temple of Doom.
Well, it's ridiculous. This is making me feel horrible because the country's in a tight spot right now, and you're having
King is giving away
a televised function that Caligula would be embarrassed. Look at this. There's rubies, and I think I'm probably most grateful I see the absurdity in things, and I think I'm very grateful for that. This is absurd in a very nice way, but it's absurd that I get to sit at this table, and I think it's absurd that I get to do a show, and I think there's just so many things in my life that I think are absolutely.
What am I doing here?
Yeah, what am I doing here? And my grandfather directed traffic in Worcester, Massachusetts, and why am I here? And my route has been so improbable, and I find myself to be an absurd person. I think it's ridiculous that I get to exist. So I think that sense of absurdity keeps me going. I just think the whole thing's insane, and I've got your wife's underwear.
Thank you.
In my pocket. Uh-oh.
You got anybody got a credit card? I'll pay you back.
You have a credit card?
I have
left
my
it
square.
upstairs.
Who has a credit card?
This is something that Jack has invented. All right, tell what this is, Jack. Let's show it and tell what it is.
All right, we call it a square.
It's called Square, and it allows anyone to accept credit cards.
Anyone.
For any reason at all.
Personal trainer for whatever reason.
That's great.
Whoa.
That seems incredibly dangerous.
Where do you
It'll be
get
misused.
it? Where do you get it now, Jack?
What's that?
Where do you get this?
You get it from the App Store. You download it from Android or the iPhone App Store, and it's really important for this particular economy because people are starting businesses and they want to start their own functions, and accepting payments has been the barrier.
And you invented this?
Yeah, myself and my co-founder, we built the software. So
What do you call
This
it?
will
it's my
revolutionize
second
prostitution.
company.
Wow, congratulations. Here.
All right, I'm leaving. Bye, John. We'll see you.
And on that, Wolfgang is gone.
For Wolfgang.
Bye. Thank you, Larry. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Thank you all. Thank you all for a wonderful evening.
And with that, dinner was done. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Thank you all for watching, and happy holidays.